made it. Hey YouTube, it is your boy Gavin here. Today I'm showing you guys my finally unclapped Talaria MX5. What's up YouTube? Thank you guys for tuning in to another video. And today I'm showing you all my finally unclapped Talaria Sting MX5. But if you already couldn't tell, I am very sick and am totally out of energy from running in the intro. But it's okay, we are here. I've been waiting way too long to get this video up for you guys. It has been non-stop pouring in my area, but today's finally an open day. Still a small chance of rain, but I was willing to risk it because I'm just so ready to get some content up for you guys. But for those of you that are new here, this is my Talaria MX5. And for those of you that may have been around for a while, saw when I first got this bike. I paid $3,500 for it, and we'll get into later why that was such a good deal. But when I got it, it was totally collapsed. Missing front brake, stripped, pretty much every single bolt was stripped. I wish I was exaggerating. So many broken pieces, so many parts missing. It was a true headache, but finally I'm here with you guys to give you all an update on what I've done to the bike so far, and just to kind of cast a realistic expectation for maybe if you're looking to get a clapped out bike off marketplace like I did, and you're just wondering, okay, what maintenance should I be expecting to put in? How much will it cost me to fix it? We'll get into all of that. Something I'll make sure to hit on today is stuff that I knew was broken that was gonna need to be fixed, and stuff I didn't know was broken. And maybe things for you to look out for when you're buying a bike, to make sure to look in these small places for specific parts that are there, because if not, it will cost you a really big headache. So my goal in today's video is to show you guys my new bike, but also save you from a lot of the headache I experienced as a first-time e-bike owner, also trying to fix it and build it and restore it. So now we're gonna get into all that came with the bike, how much I paid, and what upgrades I have added. All right, so first I'm gonna just list off all the parts that I either added or came with the bike. I usually try not to read off paper, but today I got everything written down because I just really wanted to make sure that I did not miss anything. Stupid bugs. So I'll be reading off of this, but then we'll switch to handheld and I'll show you guys exactly all the pieces on the bike. And then after that, we'll kind of get into what the maintenance of it looked like. So to start, when I got this, actually, we'll hit what was wrong with it later. Let me just get through these parts. So we'll split up in two categories, one being hardware, the other being either performance or ergonomics mods, which is kind of like the comfort. Let's get into the hardware. First, we got our Warp 9 stem lock, Warp 9 direct mount. Sorry, I'm out of breath. In between cuts, I'm fighting off bugs that are chasing me. But a Baja S2 headlight, moto cover, some wire management in the front, as well as the fenders and the mudguard I added, which I'll show you guys shortly. Then for the performance or ergonomics mods, it's got Shinkos on it, a Guts seat cover, which I'm totally covering, the Renthal fat bar, ODI grips, foot pegs, the side mirrors, as well as some motion sensors and a couple of trackers on the bike. In total, really rough average would be 800 in mods on the bike. And then the cost of the bike itself is $5K, not including shipping or taxes, which will very quickly raise the price up another $500. So we can put like the total amount of the bike plus the parts around like $6,300. And then what I had to do personally was about $300-ish in maintenance and parts. But let me go ahead and show you guys all the cool stuff that came with this bike, all that I added, and why the price was only $3,500. My ring light just took a tumble, but it's okay. Quickly, one thing I forgot to mention was my phone holder from Rock Bros, and then also a little I don't even know what to call it, battery cover bag, but really convenient for holding like my phone, my wallet, whenever I'm riding without my backpack. But we'll go starting from the front, then around the sides. So we got the Shinko tires, and then the entire front brake assembly I had to purchase and add. The Baja headlight, my little number plate that doesn't have any numbers on it, but it's okay because it looks tough. I got it because it matches the fake carbon fiber, which yes, that is fake, I'm not fretting on y'all. I got that off AliExpress. We got the side mirrors coming around the side. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the foot pegs I got. There is the rear fenders, but then the mud guard, as well as I forget what it's called, but like a little sleeve that goes over the rear shock, just to really avoid getting mud in it. Here's the rear tire with the Shinkos, and then over on this side the foot pegs, and then there is the moto cover right there. I already did one of my buddies helped me do a carbon fiber wrap on the battery. I'm not sure how well it's picking up, but it does look really nice in real life. I'm sure there might be like a thing or two that I'm missing, but in general, just here is the bike in all its glory. Now let's get into what was wrong with it. So as I said earlier, this bike is including brand new price and all the parts that were in it is around 6,300 bucks. I only paid 3,500. Let me show y'all why. Very first thing that I've probably talked about 20 times, front brake assembly. This thing was a total pain to get on because I had to buy all 3 parts separate, being the brake leveler, the hose, and then the caliper down here. Install it, and of course, since I bought it separate, I didn't have any dot fluid. The rear caliper was totally seized once I got it. Thankfully, it's working now, but I had to pay. Well, I installed the front brake myself, but I still had to get it pay like about 100 bucks to get it bled, which, while it did cost me a pretty penny, definitely worth it, because you don't want to be riding around with bad brakes. That is how you get very hurt. Because one thing to be a dumb rider and riding dumb, but it is a whole new thing when you're riding without brakes, or with just poor equipment on your bike that's doomed to break. But besides the front brake, the whole bike was pretty clapped. Like here's one scratch right there, which you could see. I folded in with Sharpie. I think it's picking up pretty well on camera. The battery was super scuffed, which is why I had to put that cover on it. Come around back here to the rear wheel. There's a lot of scuffs off the bike. I'd want to believe that wasn't crashed. I don't think it was. I think it's just ridden like really rough on trails, which is what the seller told me as well. Where I have that Alpine Star sticker covers a really big like scratch into the bike and the swing arm. It's because this piece that holds the foot peg to the bike and the kickstand was broken, like right there, just snapped. So every time the kickstand went up, it would just dig into the swing arm. But all those things I knew when I was buying the bike I would have to fix. Let's get into what I did not know and what was probably the biggest headache of this whole thing. So besides some scuffs, some random small things, the big thing was back here with this rear tire. So when I took it to the shop to get the brakes bled, they told me the rear tire is missing a spacer, which I honestly had no idea what that was. I was like, what is a spacer? And a spacer is something that you put just right on your axle to help keep things separate from sliding around. And the reason I needed one was because the previous owner took off the chain guard. And the chain guard acts as a spacer, which a lot of people take off. When you take it off, you gotta put on a spacer. So you can see right there is my spacer. And when I went to install it, the rear axle was like tightened by the Hulk. I promise y'all. I had me and 2 of my brothers all holding the bike. One person stabilizing the bike, one person trying to break that bolt loose, another person holding the Allen wrench on the other side. And no matter how hard we tried, I felt like our hands were gonna break. It was not coming loose. So I had to take it to a shop for that. Thankfully, they helped me for free, which was awesome. But then it was just trial and error, finding a spacer size that fit. Once it did, I was able to grease up that rear axle, put the spacer on. But once I did that, I had another problem, which my swing arm was, just the axle was uneven, so it's kind of crooked. And when that happens, the tire is either leaning one way or another, which will cause rubbing on your brake pads while you ride. which is just not good because it's going to be loud, it's going to be annoying. It is not healthy for your rotors or your pads. And man, that probably out of everything on the bike, that took me the longest time trying to get it even. And I don't even think it's even now, y'all. Like, I'm just so done. And I don't want to take it somewhere for them to do it. It's pretty even. But I just kind of given up. Whenever I hear it going, I just turn my music up, which probably isn't the best fix. But man, trying to get it even with like the OCD that I have, such a headache. I just wanted to like throw my wrench across my garage. I'm not even joking. But besides that, I talked about some strip screws that I had to replace. Most of them were right around here on that part that connects the foot pegs to the frame. So I had to bring that into a shop to get it installed. But they were able to replace all the strip screws, which was really nice of them. And did cost me like 50 bucks. But now the bike after that was pretty much all set. Knew that was gonna happen. Alright, so let's recap. Paid $3,500. Bike brand new, without any mods, is around like $6 grand. Had about, let's say like, I'm trying to think of what all I put on, which wasn't really much. So we could just say like 800 in mods it came with. Because I really only put on like fenders, the phone holder, battery lid bag, which is pretty, I got that all for really cheap. So we can just count it to the total price, which puts the entire bike at around $6,200. And with me only paying $3,500, right now I have this bike listed up on Marketplace for $6,000, which is pretty cheap, or sorry, not cheap, pretty expensive. But I have got a little bit of interest in it. I'm really not trying to sell, but I could, being very honest, if I sell it for $6,000, whatever money I put in, including for like gear, I just get to pocket $2,000 for getting to enjoy a bike, have a lot of fun. So now the question, is it worth it to do this yourself? I'm gonna say 100% yes. Because I came in with very, very little knowledge of maintenance and parts and working on bikes or cars. Very little, minute level of knowledge. And I was able to come in and do pretty much everything besides two parts. One, getting rid of strip screws, and the other, bleeding brakes, which does take a pretty experienced like worker or somebody just in that field to be able to do that. It is not a fun job. And I only had to pay like what, $150 in total for all the maintenance with that, and then for parts probably only another $150. So it puts my own investment into the bike at $300, and now I'm able to sell it for $6,000. So maybe you're watching this video and you're thinking about it. I showed you a few things to look out for. One thing being the spacer. Number one thing when buying a used bike is to inspect the frame. Make sure there is no cracks, if there are any cracks in the frame, or if the bike looks like it has been crashed, which is a good way to tell is if like the back of the seat is kind of torn up. That probably means that they looped the bike, which means when you wheelie and keep going back and don't stop, that is the probably easiest way to tell. Inspect the bike, make sure it doesn't look crashed. If it's crashed, just pass on it, because you don't know what that could have done to the motor, the battery, the controller, any other parts in the bike. Just leave it. So you find somebody selling low, like the person selling this just really wanted an Ultra B. I was trying to get rid of this bike as fast as I could. So I pretty much talked to him, agreed on the price. Next day drove 9 hours to get the bike. And I'm gonna say it was 100% worth it. I love this bike, it is so much fun. Specifically the MX5, I think this is an incredible, super fast, super awesome bike. I love it. Would I recommend an MX5 for a beginner? Especially if you're maybe like younger than the age of 14? Probably not. Because this thing does have crazy power, crazy top speed. And the bike I would recommend most people viewing this video get is a Talaria XXX. Just because those are still a lot of fun, still really fast, but a lot lighter, a lot more like geared. Maybe like, it's not a beginner bike, but it's more beginner friendly, if that makes sense. But forget the yap. If you have the money and you're willing to put in some work, it is definitely worth it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. if you have any other questions or is there anything that I missed, something you'd want to hear more about with what I had to do to the bike, whatever, please drop a comment down below. I will do my best to answer everybody's. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It means a lot to me that you guys are clicking on and watching. I'm going to try and be uploading more. But if you like this style of content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and just drop a comment letting me know. But I hope you all have a great day. Please pray for me and that I start feeling better because I've been sick for like 2 weeks. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Have an amazing week and God bless. Get the frick out.